Hi, this is Kamera. My first few minutes with God, day number 266, Esther chapter 1 through chapter 5. King Xerxes, he's in power. He's reigning over 127 provinces. Third year of his reign, he decided to have this great festival, a banquet for the highest noble to the lowest person. And he decides he wants to show off his wife's beauty, Queen Vesti's beauty. Well, she refuses. So he seeks counsel and is advised to banish her as queen. Yeah, banish her as queen. If not, then the other women in the kingdom will imitate her and disrespect their husbands. So he listens and he creates this decree. Once a decree is written, it cannot be removed. You cannot. Okay, you can't take it back. So he creates this decree. Every man should be respected in his own home. So yeah, fast forward. Xerxes, he's feeling some type of way. So now he's sober, no longer angry. And his attendant suggests that he search the entire kingdom for beautiful virgins, young virgins. And he says, make one of them queen, the one who pleases you. So fast forward, there's this guy Mordecai. Mordecai, he is from the tribe of Benjamin. His family was exiled from Jerusalem by Nebuchadnezzar. So yeah, he has this cousin, his little cousin. Her parents died. So Mordecai, he adopted her. She's very beautiful. Her name is Hadassah, but we call her Esther. So she's brought one of the young beautiful virgins. She's brought along with the other women to the king's harem. Haggai, the overseer of the harem, he was very impressed with Esther, and he treated her kindly, gave her special treatment. And this is the thing, though. I look at her character. She had to be humble. She had to be obedient. She had to be not a troublemaker. She had to be more than just an outward beauty, but an inward beauty. I think about that. So before a young woman is taken to the king's bed, that part. Every woman seriously to his bed. She was prescribed 12 months of beauty treatments. Esther, she accepted all the advice that Haggai had given her. Everyone admired Esther. So in the 7th year of King Xerxes' reign, Esther was taken to Xerxes. Now get this, it was in the 3rd year of his reign that he had a problem with Vashti. This is the 7th year now. And I'm like, oh my God, he went through a lot of women. No judgment. But whoa, right? So this 7th year, Esther is taken to him. He loved her more than any of the others. And he crowned her and declared her as queen instead of Vashti. He gave this great celebration and declared a public holiday. He gave gifts to everyone. Esther, she continued to keep her family background a secret. And she continued to listen to Mordecai's advice. However way he got it, she got it. That advice, she followed it. Mordecai, at this time, had become a palace official. So one day he had overheard a conspiracy or plot to assassinate the king. Well, he gives word to Esther. Esther tells the king, who investigated and find out that it is true, and they have the assassins impaled on a sharpened pole. This all is recorded in the books. So sometime later, different character, Haman comes into play. Haman is promoted the most powerful official in the whole entire empire. And the king commands that all who sees him there to bow to Haman. Well, Mordecai would not bow to Haman. Haman found this out, and this right here enraged Haman. He sought to destroy not just Mordecai, but all the Jews. So he went to the king, he told the king there's this group of people who they're set aside, they keep themselves from everyone else, and they only follow their own rules. They don't follow the king's rules, his commands. And so he tells the king that these people need to be killed off. Okay, he told him he's going to give him 10,000 pounds of 10,000 pounds or pieces of silver to place into the royal treasury. King, go ahead and write this decree. Remember, a decree cannot be taken back. Yes. And so he does this. And the decree is in a single day, March 7th, all Jews, young and old, women, children, must be killed. They must be slaughtered, annihilated. And those who kill the Jews, you now become the owner of their properties. Can you just imagine? Imagine some ambitious person. They become very powerful with properties because they went out on a killing spree. Isn't that something? Anyway, Mordecai was distraught. He went and tore his clothes and threw on some ashes and burlap, sat outside the gate. The other Jews did the same. They fasted and they wept and they wailed. So Esther, she heard about what was going on with Mordecai. She sent her an attendant to find out what's going on with Mordecai. And so Mordecai, he tells him everything. He says he told her about the 10,000 pieces of that's going to be placed, silver that's going to be placed in the royal treasury. He gave the attendant a copy of the decree. Yeah. So Mordecai, he basically pleads with Esther to appeal to the king. Esther replies that it is a very dangerous thing to approach the king without being summoned. Mordecai replies, don't think you are safe up in your palace. If you refuse, deliverance for the Jews will come from somewhere else. But who knows if perhaps you were made queen for such a time as this. And so Esther, she replies that she will go. Even though it's against the rules, against the law, she will go. And she tells him to gather all the Jews in Susa, which is where they were located, tell them to fast for 3 days. And she says she will go to the king. The third day, 3 days later, Esther, she dressed in her royal robe and she enters the inner court, where her husband, the king, is very happy to see her. He welcomes her. And he raises his scepter and she go ahead and she touches the scepter, meaning she is safe. So he asked her, what is it you want? Ask me anything. I'll give you anything up to half my kingdom. I thought about that. I take the half the kingdom, right? Right? And tell him to whatever. But she had a plan. So she invites the king and and Haman to a banquet, and they do appear. At the banquet, he asked Esther again, what is it you want? Anything you want up to half my kingdom? So I guess she wanted to get a good feel to see if the king still liked her a lot and she can ask for anything. Well, she requests for another banquet that next day. And so Haman, he leaves, he all happy, he starts to brag to his family, his friends and his wife about his wealth, about his kids. He brags about his powerful position, and he brags about the invitation, being the only one to sit with the king and the queen of banquet, right? And so he said, all this is nothing, because what happened was when he came out of that banquet, Mordecai was there. Mordecai was just fine. He wasn't fearful of anything and he did not bow. Yeah, that set him off. So all those blessings he have totally disregarded. He's so distracted, right? So Haman, he cries to his friends. His friends were like, just ask for the king's permission to have him killed. Build this sharpened pole and impale him. How are we he gonna let this one person distract him from his blessings? Isn't that something? But there you have it, guys. It's day number 266. Esther, chapter 1 through chapter 5. You have a God-filled blessed day.